barbershop conversation, guys. Feel free, hit the subscribe button. Feel free to join the Patreon as well. I promise you I'll be back on my Patreon videos really next week. This boxing stuff has been like back to back to back for me, and I've been wanting to give you guys the greatest content I possibly could. And in between that, it's been all family. I was only home a day and a half, and I had to spend time with my kids. I actually slept with my son. You know what I mean? Slept in his bed because I just missed him so much. So I just wanted to let my Patreon family know this week I will be back on it. And I thank you guys for fucking with me as well. And moving forward, um, you guys you guys meaning me too, boxing fans. Let's use the word boxing fans because I'm a boxing fan before I was a media member, and um, you have an opinion on Keith Thurman, right? Positive or negative. I literally just got done going through the comment section. I read all the comments just now. It took me about 45 minutes. I just read them all. And I'll say this. You have every right to have an opinion about Keith Thurman. 1,000%. You are absolutely right. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. I'll say this. In a day and age where it's cool to sit in the gray area. I mean, it's super cool to get in the gray area. You going out tonight? Let me think about it. What you wearing tomorrow? I don't know. You going to Chris' birthday party Saturday? I'm going to try and make it. You ask Keith Thurman those same questions. You going to Chris' birthday party? Nah, I ain't going. I don't like him. What you doing tonight? I'm sleeping. You know what I mean? Like, Keith Thurman is rare. And take this video pragmatically. Don't take this as I'm a fan of Keith Thurman. I've been around him 2 days. No. I think Keith Thurman is great for boxing. I think Keith Thurman is a polarizing figure. I think Keith Thurman has a pulse, has an energy. I said this Monday before I even met him. He has a pulse about him that invigorates boxing and definitely brings attention to the welterweight division. And I'm happy for it. And I love people who make my job easier. Do you understand that? Fighters that make my job easier, I don't have to embellish the truth. I don't have to use words to fix the story so I can tell the truth and not offend anyone, right? Keith Thurman just lays it out and you take it as is. And I can respect that. I can humbly respect that. You know how characters, however you describe the WWE, the WWF, your perspective, you either the heel or a hero, right? That's why I asked, if you watch my interview, it's about to post right now, the whole interview, but I also said, I said, Keith Thurman, are you Batman or the Joker? He said Batman. You understand what I'm saying? Because that one statement means I got him. I fully understand. And the reason why I asked that question, so you guys can understand. I'm talking about the viewers. I'm not Ross Perot, so don't think when I say you guys, but I'm thinking it's easier for me to dictate what I'm saying because I know people in the comments says, "Oh, you think you're above me?" No, I'm dictating to y'all, so I'm using separative pronouns. You understand what I'm saying? So when he answered the question, Batman, I know he has a genuine heart. You understand what I'm saying? And in addition to having a genuine heart, he speaks truth. You know, Gotham City is real, whether it's in Harlem, USA, or whether it's in a fictional story. Gotham is a real life story. There are people that want to cut your head off, and 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 people who infringe upon your purpose is an instant perceived threat. You understand where I'm coming from? So from that perspective, you have to respect Keith Thurman's truth. He tells you what he's going to do. Are you fighting Errol Spence? This is my get back year. I'm going to fight one tune up and I'm getting my fucking strap back. I had to help me. I had to allow them to tell me what their get back year was. Part of me thought get back year was maybe get back on track and fight some tune-ups and then fight for the belts. His get back year was meaning I'm getting what I deserve, and then I'm going to fight um, Earl Spence. So you have to, in my humble opinion, disagree with me. You have every right. Feel free. Be yourself in the comment section. Disagree. But don't disagree from an emotional perspective. You know, like knowing is half the battle, and doing it makes it makes the completion of the battle. You know, like G.I. Joe, but you have to complete the action. You understand? Keith Thurman, he said something that was so cool yesterday. He said, everybody wants everyone to fight 3 times a year. He says, how many times are you fighting this year? He said 2. How many times does he want to fight this year? 3 times. He says, I'm not going to put out 3 because I don't want to lie. I want to tell the fans and give y'all the truth. About Earl Spence. Yeah, Earl Spence tries to push my buttons. I don't think Keith Thurman is afraid of Earl Spence. Remember that narrative or like between Sean Porter and Keith Thurman? I never thought they were afraid of one another, not one bit. You understand? I knew that they were each other's money fight per se. That was their fight to each other. You understand? And their job is to promote the fight and make it as big as it can possibly be. You know what I mean? So from that perspective, I respect Keith Thurman. I respect his honesty. Like him, love him, or hate him, you better respect Keith Thurman. Because he tells you what he's going to do. And I think in this day and age, we get used to run-on narratives. What are you doing in June? Well, I plan on fighting in June. I hope it's gonna be a good fight, and I hope may the best man win. And you got 2 gladiators walking in the ring. Nah, fuck that. Keith Thurman says, I'm knocking your ass out in June. I'm getting my WBC strap back, and then we're gonna unify not for 1, not for 2, but 3 belts. And that's just real. You know what I mean? And he's a real one for that. And and and, and I can hear people's silent engine saying, "Oh, the Keith Thurman fans are coming back." The Keith Thurman fans have every right to come back right now. The reason why they have every right to come back right now, because he's been gone for 22 months. They have every right to come back now. They haven't been hiding. They've been dormant. You know, Keith Thurman is exciting. Keith Thurman has a little bit of everything and a lot of what your favorite fighter is missing. Does your favorite fighter box? Well, Keith Thurman can box and knock you out. Does your fighter talk shit? Well, Keith Thurman can talk shit and fight. You understand what I'm saying? So you gotta respect that. And to all the Keith Thurman fans, you don't gotta hide. Come out. If you're a fucking Keith Thurman fan, say you're a Keith Thurman fan and fucking roll with it. If you an Earl Spence fan, say it and roll with it. If you're a Terrence Crawford fan, say it and roll with it. If you're a Sean Porter fan, say it and roll with it. You understand what I'm saying? Who else has a belt? That's the 4 belts. All right. Who's the IBO champion at the welterweight division? But say it. You know, don't hold your feelings. Be proud. If you're a fucking Keith Thurman fan, stand the fuck up. All right. If you're a fan of the other 3 champions I just made, stand the fuck up. And you guys are gonna meet at some Saturday within the next 18 months, I would say, maybe with the exception of Terrence Crawford. So stand up and be proud. The welterweight division got its last puzzle. And its last puzzle walks in the ring Saturday, January 26th. I told you guys Monday, not because I was a fan of Keith Thurman, because I'm a fan of boxing. Earl Spence doesn't talk in colorful language. Earl Spence is a man of few words, and he's very straightforward. Sean Porter is a humble champion. All right, Keith Thurman is colorful, humble, exciting, truthful, straightforward type of guy. So we got three different personalities. Whoever you cling to, feel free. At the end of the day, the last piece of the puzzle is back in the welterweight division. Now, what we won't accept is a 3-fight buffer. I'm with you guys on that. Maybe a 1-fight buffer, 2-fight buffer. I might get a little anxious. I might get a lot of anxious. I might be as mad as I can be. 2 fights is too much. You know what I mean? Um, but now I think we are in a great space. I think because of the media now, I think we have not a stronghold of the fighter, but we have a stronghold of the energy of boxing. Right? We can't dictate what the fighters can do, but we can weigh heavy on their consciousness. You understand? They go to because even if they don't follow my page, they follow a YouTube page that's reporting the same stories I'm reporting. They follow someone on Instagram that's reporting the same stories I'm reporting, or the same stories that you guys are thinking. So regardless of who's reporting, whoever your favorite media outlet is, and be happy that you have one. You know what I mean? It's not just some mainstream guy that don't really know the fighters. You understand what I'm saying? So from that perspective, be proud. You know what I mean? Be proud that I can get here on a Wednesday, and many other outlets can get here on a Wednesday and be intimate with these fighters. ESPN right now is not being intimate with these fighters. We are being intimate with these fighters. You understand? And from that perspective, it's a great time to be a boxing fan. You know, whether you like the top of the YouTube chain, the top of the network chain, the bottom of the Instagram chain, the top of the Instagram chain, I think I think it's refreshing for me. You guys know how I feel about the gray area. If you know me personally, you know I'm very straight. You know I'm very like 95 out of 100 times I'm going to say yes or no. All right? The other 5% is to protect two parties and not one. I'm not going to be in the gray area to protect one party. It has to be for multiple, you know what I mean, multiple parties. I can't just do it just for one person. You know what I mean? For the most part, you know, there are exceptions to the rule. I'm not perfect. But I said this because I see the comments. I see the comments. Keith Thurman fans coming out now. Yes, they have every right to come out now. Keith Thurman's been gone for 22 months. Just like you only see your fucking great grandmother, your favorite aunt that lives in Australia, your favorite aunt that lives in France, your favorite aunt that lives in North Dakota, Harlem, USA, South Central USA, Atlanta. You only see them on Christmas. How do you react when you see them on Christmas? They only can afford to travel once a year. Be proud. Stand up. This is my favorite auntie. Period. End of discussion. Oh, you acting all sedity because Auntie Mary's here. You're damn right I'm acting sedity. I only see her one time a year. And it's been one time in 2 years. So understand this from a pragmatic standpoint. Don't understand it from Fred is getting emotional about Keith Thurman. No, no, no. I'm excited that he's back because he is one of the few fighters that make my job easier. I don't have to break down what he say, and I take it for what it is, and I understand where he's coming from. Okay? I asked him, are you Batman or are you the Joker? Understand that question and answer. It's a 10-second clip. Understand that question and answer, and you will understand Keith Thurman. I'm asking questions, yes, because I'm a fan, yes, because I'm a reporter, but also ask questions so you can understand his psyche. No other media member understood where I was coming from. I think Keith Thurman kind of in my humble opinion, Keith Thurman enjoyed me asking him that question because I understood the whole narrative. I mean, I understood what he was saying throughout that whole 6-minute clip. I think it was 6-minute interview or 10-minute. I'm gonna put them together, so it's a 16-minute interview. But I said that so you guys can understand Keith Thurman, and I understand that he doesn't talk on low frequencies. He doesn't answer questions on low frequencies. It's not that he believes he's greater. It's just who he is. Accept him for who he is. Could I be wrong? Yeah, I could be wrong. But I also covered Keith Thurman years before this. I covered, remember, Keith Thurman fought at StubHub many times. I mean, I can't recall how many, but I've been covering Keith Thurman for a long time, and he was real refreshing. He was the only fighter calling out Floyd every single day. No other fighter was called Amir Khan, but not as loud. You know what I mean? There's a difference between wanting a Floyd Mayweather fight and calling Floyd Mayweather out for the fight. Get where I'm coming from? And that's who he is. So stand up if you're a Keith Thurman fan. Stand up. If you're an Earl Spence fan, stand the fuck up. If you a Sean Porter fan, stand the fuck up. If you a Terrence Crawford fan, stand the fuck up. Because now we have all four belts in play, and all four participants in the game. All right? Don't be bashful. If he's your favorite fighter, I salute you. You know, he's exciting. All right? Whatever style you want is whatever style you're going to get. You know what I mean? I mean, you guys know where I'm coming from. But I just wanted you guys to understand. And watch how understand. Listen to how he answers, I'm Batman. I think Keith Thurman in that moment was like, I'm not tooting my own horn, but in that moment, I thought Keith Thurman says, this is one of the few guys that get me. And I'm asking them questions for y'all. I didn't ask them that question because of me. I asked them that question because that was on my feed a lot. You understand? Does Keith Thurman care about the fans? Run time, Keith Thurman. Whatever you guys have. Keith Thurman is coming. Keith Thurman is not afraid. Keith Thurman is just like Earl Spence. He's just like Sean Porter and just like Terrence Crawford, who are learning and understanding the business of boxing. Without the business of boxing, you don't have the sport of boxing. And I wish there was a perfect balance, 365 days a year through perpetuity, but it is not. And sometimes our stars align and we get Hagler, Hearns, we get Porter, Thurman, we get Spence, Crawford, we get Spence, Thurman. The stars have to align. All right, networks will not allow these fighters not to fight each other. No, will not. But I just want to reach out and touch you guys. I got so many I got a lot of Keith Thurman interviews up, but I need you guys to understand when I ask them that. I keep on coming back to this because many of y'all got it, but a lot of y'all are going to miss that question when I ask them, are you Batman or the Joker? And understand the psyche of Batman and the Joker as it relates to Gotham City. And once you understand that, you understand Keith Thurman. And this is, I'm speaking on a high frequency, and I'm not going to attempt to dumb it down for the people that don't understand. You'll get there. And I'm not tooting my own horn and saying I'm a genius and I've read 1,000 books, which is true, but I'm not saying that. I'm saying it because Keith Thurman, the composite of Keith Thurman is not just a boxer. The composite of Earl Spence is not just a boxer. The composite of Sean Porter is not just a boxer. I don't know Terrence Crawford too well, you know, but I'm saying these fighters are not just fighters. You know, they're not just shut up, I'm going to fight. All right? These guys are higher order thinking guys. Look how Earl Spence is moving in Dallas. Look how he's moving in Dallas. He moved an entire sport to a city that's been dormant for decades. Think about it. You got to respect that, right? If you respect that hustle, if you respect that move, you have to have some level of respect for how Keith Thurman is moving from a pragmatic perspective. Understand what I'm saying, pragmatic, no black and white. No gray area, excuse me. You'll get it. Anyways, man, barbershop conversations, man. I'm about to relax. It's 8 o'clock. I finally got a night to myself on a Friday night. I ain't doing shit. I'm about I'm 30 minutes in on this. I'm gonna rewatch Malcolm X tonight. I'm gonna fall asleep. It's a 3 hour and 21 minute movie. I'm gonna rewatch that tonight, and I'm gonna just relax because tomorrow is Friday. Today, oh, it's Thursday. Shit, today is Thursday. Tomorrow is Friday. So I won't sleep Friday night because I know I'm going out. I'm going to the Nets game tomorrow night. Nets play the Knicks. I'm going to that game. And then we got the fight. And then I don't sleep. And I hop on a plane to go back to LA. And I get to see my kids. So anyways, man, barbershop conversation. Understand where I'm coming from. If I offended you, think of this video from 50,000 feet. And you'll get where I'm coming from. And if you don't get that, listen to how I asked the question. Are you Batman or are you the Joker? And you'll get a lot of answers as it relates to Keith Thurman. I'm trying to humanize Keith Thurman so you guys can understand him. That's my job, to bring Keith Thurman into your living room and you have a greater understanding of who he is, how he thinks, how he moves, what he's going to do next. You get what I'm saying? So I'm attempting to do that this week. You understand? And I think Keith Thurman understands what I'm doing. I think he's as smart, probably more smart than I am as it relates to boxing. I'll give him credit for that. But just understand him, okay? Understand it, and then we'll go from this. Anyways, man, barbershop conversations, man. Feel free to hit the subscribe button. I'll talk to you guys soon. Peace.